Hi guys, I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I've set up my Sumbawa water monitor enclosure. Just as a disclaimer, this isn't a care guide either. This is a setup guide, so this is how I set everything up. I'll probably make a care guide once I've been keeping it a little bit longer, so I can just tweak things. So for heating and lighting, I've gone with a halogen and a DHP. You want a wider basking spot because if you have just one, it might burn the animal. As a hatchling juvenile, that's fine for one bowl, but I'd still recommend multiple. He's got a halogen and a DHP. They'll be both running during the day. The halogen goes off at night and the DHP will be running at night. So, for lighting, he's got a Jungle Dawn LED and a UVB from Arcadia as well. These are the best lights that you can actually provide. He's got T5 UVB. The LED is for him and plants. The animals will still benefit from an LED. It brightens the enclosure, so it gives them a proper day-night cycle. Obviously, UVB provide that for any reptile, even a snake. It makes them thrive, not survive. So for the basking area, I can take you over there. Here we go. So basking area, it looks like one rock. It's the way it's angled. This is 3 rocks. So it's got a rock that's sat about 3 inches into the substrate. So there's still a bit of substrate underneath the rock. He's got a rock that's propping this top rock up. So he's actually got an area to go in, which is here. You can kind of see it on the video. And then he's obviously got his main basking slab, basically. So his top rock will get really, really warm. He'll go over there and bask when he feels comfortable enough to come out. He's got an area to go in and hide if he wants to still get warmer, but it's not going to be as hot. But he's hidden as well. And then the rock underneath, there's 3 inches of substrate he can go and bury himself under, so it'll still be really warm. But yeah, not as hot, basically. Whilst I'm over here, we'll just discuss substrates. So for substrate, I am using topsoil and sand, just so it holds the burrows really well, holds moisture fantastically, and the plants do really well in it as well. So over here, as you can see, it is ridiculously hot. Water monitors need it hot. So it is really, really hot. With constant spraying, the top layer is still going to dry out. Bear with. But the bottom layers, so underneath here, if I can grab some substrate, you can see it is still moist. There's still moisture in that. It's still holding its shape, and then if I crumble it, it crumbles. But the top layer is actually dry. This is perfect, basically. So this substrate in here is perfect for holding this guy's little burrows that he'll create, which he has created. There's a lot of videos out there on the internet of water monitor hatchling setups, juvenile setups, which have either water or a very thin layer of cocoa husk are the main ones that I see, or mulch. And to be fair, these guys will bury themselves. He's made a network of tunnels in here already. He's been in here about 5 days or so. And yeah, you need to provide some sort of substrate that he can bury himself in. This plinth is 6 inches. At the lowest point here is probably about 4, and at the highest point at the front is about 5 inches or 6 inches over there. But at the back it's about 9 inches. And he has made a network of tunnels. Underneath the water bowl has already got tunnels. Back here, and here you can kind of see there is 2 main burrows that he goes in, and it goes for about 4 foot along the enclosure. So yeah, providing the actual substrate they can bury themselves in, hold moisture, and if you want to do live plants, you can do live plants. Monitors or shred them. It looks nicer, and yeah, a little bit more beneficial in there for him. But yeah, you want to provide something that he can bury himself in. He can feel secure in there, holding his burrows. You don't. So the enclosure itself is actually 5 foot by 2 foot deep by 2.5 foot tall. Water monitors, contrary to belief, do love to climb, and they love to swim, hence being a water monitor. So this enclosure is perfect for him. This will last him a decent amount of time. It won't last him forever. Sumbawas are a smaller growing locale subspecies, but still a bigger lizard. So he'll need he'll be getting near enough a room anyway. So this is going to work perfectly. As you can see, I've got gardening trellis around the sides and back, and this side as well. This is mainly for him to be able to climb. They are fantastic climbers. There's videos out on the internet of like 10 years ago of them climbing vertical trees, like 7-foot Asian water monitors climbing trees just vertically. They are fantastic climbers. He spends most of his time in the burrows or in this shrub at the top. He is either in there or up there or in his water bowl. They're the only places he goes. He is captive farm, so he's not as outgoing as that he will be when he's tamed down and everything. But yeah, providing climbable walls for them is really, really good. Providing loads of climbing opportunities is even better as well. So one thing that you see, or one of the main things that you see for Asian water monitor enclosures, is they have a slab, thin layer of substrate or just water, and then a water bowl. So providing climb, and they don't ever have climbing opportunities. So this is providing him with loads of climbing opportunities, which he uses. So I'll run you through it. So he's got a branch that's running from here all the way across. He's got a giant branch going all the way up there. That's 2.5 foot off the ground. He's got 3 cork tubes. So this one, he's got one sat on top of there, which is going about 2 foot in the air. These have both got holes. This one's actually buried into the substrate, so it's about 6 inches-ish in the substrate, hiding. He's got some food on there, which he'll be going to enjoy in his own time. At the moment, he's eating when he wants, and we're doing that for now. Socialization will come through as we go on. And then, yeah, so he's got a shrub there as well, which has got really thick stems. It's nearly as thick as this branch here. So that's also here for him to climb. He climbs that amazingly. It adds a lot of cover for him. And these are angled so that as he gets more and more confident, I can go in there and he can hide, and I can go in there with the tongs and he can come out in his own time. And that'll be in his time, not me going in there, ripping him out of his enclosure and feeding him. You can kind of see the other cork tube hole there. So for plants, we've got an umbrella plant which was dying. Let's now get some shoots, which is really nice. Another umbrella plant. There's a creeper down here, a monstera, and this plant here, which is just a giant shrub with some nice branches for him to climb on. Thought it looked really nice. And as you can see over here, there's not many plants because it is ridiculously hot. They'll all die. So it's nice and packed out for him. So it doesn't have to be aesthetically pleasing for him, but it has to be functional. This is all functional in here, whilst looking slightly nice. It works amazingly. And it's got leaf litter all over the floor as well. That's not just for the bioactive side of it. Monitors are super intelligent. Foraging for food, the bugs and things will hide in there, so it's nice enrichment for him to go and forage for his food. So yeah, he's got some fish and prawns, because monitor lizards, their main diet is crustaceans and water and fish. That's going to be really loud. So yes, and a giant water bowl. So obviously being a water monitor, they are semi-aquatic, they need their water. A giant water bowl is essential, and as he gets older, it'll become a pond basically with filter. For now, it's just a tub. He's got a branch that goes in and out of it, so he can get in and out safely. He could get in and out of this perfectly fine without it, but to reduce stress, he can then hold on to that and climb out, which is fine. And he's got tunnels underneath here as well. So this is just a quick run over of a setup for a little baby water monitor. I know by no means an expert or anything, but this is what will work well. This is what I've spoken to breeders, I've spoken to people that have looked after them for a very, very long time. I used to work with them, so this is what will work well for me. Seems to be working well for him. I've already added changes to it with adding this giant cork tube, even after a couple of days. So we'll always be making changes. So this is just a water monitor enclosure that is a little bit more pleasing to look at, still quite cheap to do. Obviously heating and lighting, that is your main essential stuff, but he's got everything in here that he needs to feel safe. You see so many setups that are just not not built for the animals. They're more built for us, so that we can socialize the animals, even though they might feel very, very stressed. This is going to reduce stress for him, and in his time he wants to come out, he can come out. The best thing is for him to do is that. So the more stuff you have in there, the more secure he's going to feel. The more secure he's going to feel, he might then come out, and then whilst he's come out on his own time and things, if he knows he has places to go, he can go to them. So it works in both ways, and it looks more pleasing, and it's functional. So yeah, I hope this helps. Like I said, I'm by no means an expert, but I hope this helps some people. Gives you a visual look at of how to set up a water monitor enclosure. This will work well for quite a lot of the semi-aquatic, semi-arboreal Asian monitors like roughnecks and things like that, with climbing opportunities and water bowls and things, substrate and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope this helps. If it did, let me know in the comments. Let me know if I can do anything better in the comments. I'm always learning, but every reptile keeper is always learning. That is the best thing about the hobby. So yeah, thank you for watching.